today on 15 on 15.
The Schiphol Group and Aruba's airport sign on to an extended working relationship. Plus, there's a shift in what supermarket customers are buying more of. And this video proves Aruba's got the most beautiful beaches. How do you prove that? Find out in today's show. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Yentl Lieuw. Aruba's Reina Beatrix Airport has a working relationship with the Schiphol Group. Stakeholders have just signed on for an extended working partnership of 5 years. The Minister of Tourism, Anmar Odeberg, and Jos Neuhaus, the president of the Schiphol Group, put their pen to paper to sign on for a continued partnership. The Schiphol Group is an integral part of Aruba's airport. The island's facility has had great success with the help of the Schiphol Group. The two partners discussed the future of the airport. They have to think ahead to the amount of increased traffic the facility will be driving in.
About future of our airport, about expansion of our airport, about maybe new constructions that might happen to our airport. Because as you all know, and we have discussed this in the past, Aruba was set to have an airport that was constructed in '97, renovated in '97 with the expansion of airport back then, of which we calculated that in the next 5 to 7 years, we will reach the 3 million visitors using the airport, passing through our airport. And today in 2015, so after almost 7 years before we have planned that 15 years ago, we are at that point.
In order to expand the airport and offer a pleasant experience for all travelers, debts must be settled. In order to accommodate millions of visitors, the island needs to have a good working relationship with the Schiphol Group.
We have accomplished also to terminate or to finish and comply with 2 of our loans that back then was taken into account for what today we have as investment done at this airport. We are at the point today that we have to decide upon the future, deciding upon how we're going to reach that 5 million users of our airport. And of course, that would need also the cooperation, the success that we have seen during the last years. And that's why it's so important, and we are so happy that today also we are signing in an official way what has to be the future and the relationship between the airport of Aruba and Schiphol as an advisory group and as management also of our airport.
The president of the Schiphol Group says there was a strategy behind bringing on board to Reina Beatrix Airport an executive that was part of the JFK Airport in New York.
I'm also very pleased with Jim Fazio, which we could convince to come to this beautiful, happy island to build his further career here. And basically what we do through that is we combine the airport knowledge and expertise of the United States, New York in particular, and the Netherlands. And that makes it even more valuable because the United States is so important from a tourism point of view for Aruba. So I'm very pleased with this document and with this moment.
In other local news, NBC's Today Show commemorated the 10-year anniversary of Natalie Holloway. Beth Holloway was the driving force in stirring up American media to get involved. The Beth today seems to have found peace.
I mean, I'm in a good place now. A lot of work has been done, and I was fortunate that I was able to take all the steps that I needed to in order to do everything that I possibly could in the search for Natalie. And you know, I've had the chance to get out and to speak to tens of thousands of our young adults.
Right. Warn them about
the dangers and give them that inspirational message of hope as well. So, and when I look over the last 10 years and where I am now, is I'm in a good place, and I'm in the place where I have been able to find happiness and have joy back in my life again and live again.
Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we have a great lifestyle segment for you, so stay with us. Check out robotic cheetahs next. Thanks for staying tuned to 15 on 15. Here's a question for you. If I were to run into you at the supermarket, would I most likely find you by the produce or protein section or by the packaged goods? According to new trends analyzed by Forbes magazine, they are seeing a shift where customers are opting for the healthier option. Packaged food companies have always played in the middle of the supermarket. But according to Forbes, shoppers are now shifting to the sides of the stores, which is where the fruits, vegetables, and proteins sit. Because shoppers know if they want to eat healthy, they have to go fresh, this is hurting the big companies who don't have presence in the outer sections of the store. In response, big packaged food companies are aiming to move to the parameters of the store by buying smaller natural food companies. Campbell's, for example, bought Bolthouse. They sell bottled juices. They sit in the parameter of the store, so Campbell can have a presence in a place where the hot area with consumers are. Experts are seeing a real evolution take place both from a retail perspective in the supermarket, but also with the big companies. There is a real shift in consumer habits. The big food companies know the future is not with packaged foods, but it's in the fresh aisles. So in order for them to survive and make it, they have to adapt and adjust their portfolio. Switching gears over to a sex topic that a lot of people wonder about. Secretly, deep down, everyone is curious about how their number of sex partners compares to others. With the help of a new app, you can stop wondering. Yes, there is now a sex history calculator from Slate.com, which is an interactive tool. The creators go on to explain that after hearing about research that found many millennials are on track to have fewer sexual partners throughout the course of their lifetime than their parents, they wanted to create something that would help individuals put the data used in the study into context. So they took the data from the general social survey. The answers stemmed from the information gathered. For instance, the tool will tell you what it says about a 28-year-old woman having, let's say, 6 sex partners. It also tells you about a man with the same statistics. Of course, the numbers don't mean better or worse than others. It is just interesting to see yourself charted against everyone else. Moving on, let's get into technology for a moment. Cheetahs are known to be fast creatures. Watch out though, because engineers have been able to create machines that can go just as fast. The ability to gallop and jump. As much as it looks like a toy, this machine has serious capabilities. The robotic cheetah can effortlessly jump up to 16 inches off the ground. It can also reach speeds of 30 miles per hour on rough terrain and gallop for up to 15 minutes, all while using less power than a microwave. It is intelligent as well. The cheetah repositions itself after hurdling over items in order to avoid any missteps, just like a human or real animal would. The best part is, according to researchers, the robotic cheetah is able to run faster than Usain Bolt. Very impressive indeed. The mechanical cheetahs actually look pretty dangerous. Let's take a really quick break. Here's a word from our sponsors. Proving Aruba's beaches are the best, that's coming up. It is most certainly a competitive world out there for Caribbean islands that depend on tourism. Therefore, innovative and creative marketing is very necessary. Now, if only Aruba can prove that we have the best white sand, best sea, just basically the best beach experience in general. But how can a destination possibly prove this? We'll leave it to Aruba to successfully accomplish this very difficult task. Check this out.
You are about to see the world's most beautiful beaches. Curacao, Trinidad, Cayman Islands, Bahamas, British Virgin Islands. Do you know what all these beaches have in common? Well, they're all actually in Aruba. To prove the world's most beautiful beaches are ours, we did a little experiment. Aruba's Image Bank. We invited an international photographer to take photos of the main beaches in the island. Afterwards, we uploaded them into the major image banks in the world as royalty-free photos. Then, all we had to do was to relax under the hot sun for some time to prove our point. A few weeks later, nobody would believe what happened. Flights to Curacao, hotels in Trinidad, real estate in Miami, rent-a-car in Cayman Islands. We monitored all the uploaded images and registered that they have been heavily used to promote more than 12 different countries. Even the government of Puerto Rico could not hold off. They also used our wonderful beaches on their official website. Print ads, posters, social network posts, and a film were produced saying the obvious but funny findings. When their beauty is not enough, they use ours. We just wanted to prove Aruba has the most beautiful beaches in the world. But we ended up discovering our main competitors think the same. Thank you all for choosing Aruba. We await your visit soon.
Point, very well proven and taken. Very impressive experiment. Thank you for being with us today. Join us again tomorrow night right here on Channel 15 ATV with a new edition of 15 on 15, where we will have another great lineup of topics for you. We will see you then.